Hello everyone, Seasonals here, back to the next episode of Marble League 2021. And as you can see, this is actually the first time I'm doing this. I'm watching the premiere of it, which is basically like live, but it's like a recording. So you can like chat on the side, which usually I do, but since I'm recording it for YouTube, I'm not going to. Hopefully that means there's not going to be any ads in the middle of it, because so far I've not actually uploaded any more of these, which I would have by now, but I've got to cut them first, because all of them have ads in the middle of them, unfortunately.
And we're rolling!
I'm honestly surprised that they said that this is going to be done in fall. I mean, it might seem like a bit of an easy game, but like, they seem to be adding a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of events. I think what they might do is because they're only going to have 16 events, so like for the initial like league, but the events switch each time, so they might like add more like over the years maybe.
If you ever find yourself metaphorically between a rock and a hard place, you may be the lead marble in block pushing. Hey everybody.
Oh yeah.
I'm Greg
I was
Woods.
about to say, what event is this
Something
again?
that
This is
is
a pretty
normally
classic
Event
one.
7 traditionally in the Marble League has rolled to Event 8. Team Momo, 3 straight podiums entering this event, and they podiumed in block pushing last season. The Midnight Wisps are 3-time defending champions if you count the qualifiers in 2020 as well. The pupils show us how it's done with
And the
a
Midnight Wisps
variety
aren't
of
even here this
strategies
time.
to do it. Sometimes that lagging fourth marble ends up giving the final couple of centimeters that can make all the difference. Tight formations
Block seems
spread
smaller
out.
than usual.
You're going to see it all over
And
the
they're also
course
square,
of
which
block
might make a
pushing, and
difference.
it's going to come down to
Like usually there's like
decimal
a
places,
round area, but this is
tenth
more of a square
or
one.
even the
I
hundredth
wonder how that's going to
to
impact it.
determine a winner.
At least with the
How will
pupils,
it
they
shake
did a
out
lot
in
worse.
this difficult course that's going to leave
But they're just
some
pupils.
bruised and battered, but ultimately triumphant? We're about to find out. Rojo Rollers,
Rojo
Crazy
Razors,
Cat's Eyes, Raspberry
and
Racers,
Glaciers.
and the Gliding Glaciers will lead us off here. Everybody staying tight except for the
Glaciers look-
top line there. Now we get some separation. Oh, and see, that's a great example of that anchor push from the
Yeah,
fourth
so a
marble.
few of them lost.
Far
The row-
behind for the Raspberry Racers. That one
Yeah,
marble
everyone had
is
at least one way behind.
just to add a skosh. Oh, and that skosh was a mighty good one. 92.95 resets
Yeah, so that
the
red block
Marble
was where
League
the
record.
record was.
That's the first run of the
If that's
day.
the case, the Glaciers still did pretty solid. And
pretty
Rojo
darn
Roller's not terrible
robust.
either.
I wondered silently if we would see
Okay, so they're
any
going to do
sort
both,
of records
both
fall
the rounds
during
back
this
to
one
back
as we
immediately. They're going to switch
re-rack
lanes
those
a little
same competitors just in different lanes.
bit. There we go.
Even things out. Oh, but it's not going to be even at all when you've got the Raspberry Racers going against
Again.
3 teams. Disappointing finish for Crazy Cat's Eyes there in lane 3.
Neither of my teams
That
got
is
fourth
a
in either one.
fine
That's
pair
decent.
of performances for the Raspberry Racers. Those front
Yeah, that seems to be a
3
good strategy in this. Just
going together,
constantly
pushing
bump into each
far
other
as
so
they
they go.
can.
Instead of just having one big
The
push,
last
you go bump, bump,
flourish
bump, 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 bump.
hitting them this time past 87, nearly to 88 for a 180.65.
Oh, there's 3 runs now? Usually there's only 2.
We're going to do it another time here.
That time
Same
Gliding
thing. Well,
Glaciers
this
did
time
work.
the Raspberry Racers, they are going to be beaten. Gliding Glaciers are the ones handing them the defeat.
That still just kind of matters your highest score.
Using
So.
that same strategy, it gets them into that neighborhood.
Yeah,
of
so this is
85,
like the
and
average. So
another
all the
disappointing
teams did
finish
pretty
for
solid
Crazy Cat's Eyes.
in
This
there.
is not
Or is
an
it total?
event that the
It might be
Cats
total,
have
maybe.
done terribly well in overtime. Never a podium. Trying to change that.
Okay,
here.
I'm genuinely confused now.
One final go for these
Oh.
4 marbles.
Okay, he just said that was the final one. Pretty close between the
And
top
the
2.
Raspberry Racers come out on top once again.
So there's 4 at
You know, they
4
were silver
so
in the
there's,
friendly round.
4
of
people
this
going at
event.
once, which means I think there's
In 2020,
like 4
that's
groups,
their only
and each of them are going to go
appearance
4
on the
times.
podium.
That's kind of insane.
Is that about to change?
So I assume it's probably going to be distance
Looking
total
at
then.
those top 2 runs, it appears. Raspberry Racers
Okay,
will
so
hold
top
the top
2.
spot at a combined run of 2, equaling 180.
Okay, so 4 runs, combined run of 2.
You may
That's
not
what we're
have
looking
to
for.
set the Marble League record to beat them, but you're going to have to be consistent. Mellow
Alright.
Yellow, Minty Maniacs, Chocolatiers, and the
Chocolatiers.
Shining Swarm now.
Thanks for me.
Mellow Yellow will be first to hit the blocks. Shining Swarm will be close behind. Oh, and they edge forward at the end.
Yeah, I like the round ones a bit better,
Chocolatiers look like
personally.
they will be bringing up the rear along with the Minty Maniacs. Here's an angle just from the point of impact.
I
with
think
the
what they did was they did the square ones because
separation between marbles
on some
2
occasions in
and
past
3,
Marble Leagues, the round ones
we
could
don't
pop
often
out of them,
see, at least
and
don't
on
often see it
some
work.
super rare occasions
It
could
did
even
give
go
them
over a
the
lane.
victory in these particular
think that's what they're
set of
doing for
marbles. But remember, you're chasing a
But
total.
again, round marbles in square areas
Position
don't
change.
really work properly.
What can they do in their
Like, if they had a tiny bit
second of
more
4
room.
runs? Chocolatiers will be the first to strike the blocks this time. Bringing well up the rear is not enough for them. Mellow Yellow
Minty's still not doing good.
will jump ahead and get the win in this particular heat, but it's not going to be as far as they had
It's
before.
A
Mellow
lot.
Yellow.
This is happening a lot.
Bronze
Every team that
medalists
has
in this
3
event in
marbles, and then there's always
2019.
one that gets lost back behind.
Nobody getting really far past 80.
I wonder if they're
It's
getting
gonna make
caught
that
on the
chase
edges or
of a
something.
180.65. That much
They see
tougher.
these gaps.
Perhaps
This
they're saving
happens
some
every now and
energy for
again in the
final
past
2
times,
runs,
but
just
usually
moving up
not as
steadily.
much.
You don't want to injure yourself or overexert in the first 2 of your 4 runs, and leaving nothing in the tank for the
So
final
far, none
2.
of them are doing amazing from the looks of it.
Everybody dead even as they strike the red blocks, pushing them farther. Shining
That's decent,
Swarm
especially for Shining Swarm.
in that range of 80.
Minty's still not doing
Add to
good.
their total. Chocolatiers come in second.
Chocolatier doing okay. Again, all of them
Pretty
lose 1
textbook
marble in the back.
really for our bottom 3 finishers overall in that run. They just didn't have the strength to do it. So 160.35 for the Shining Swarm as their top total thus far. Anybody could jump them, though. They are slow out of the blocks this time. What will it mean at the end?
was
This
a
is
lot
going to be
better for
very
Minty.
close. A long
Shining Swarm
lag
got
from
it.
the anchor marble. And they have
Chocolatiers
just
and
inched
Minty.
them
Oh,
forward.
Mellow
Look
Yellow
at
got
the
bottom that
distance.
time.
Maybe a victory, yes, but it doesn't mean all that much. And you barely break 70.
Still pretty far back. You see the first run, 2 teams, Lighting Glaciers and Raspberry Races,
Best
got
total,
past them.
160.
Actually, no, they didn't get past that red because that red moved for the
0.35.
new record, didn't it?
We'll take a look at where everybody is thus far.
All right,
Lighting Glaciers
so
up
Rojo
in
Roller's 6th,
second
Lighting
place.
Glaciers
Shining Swarm
2nd.
notch into 3rd.
I'm
for
okay with
now.
that.
Crazy Cat's Eyes.
All right, Thunderbolt, Savage,
You may wanna
Speeders,
cover
and
your
the 2
eyes on
green
that one
ones,
from
Green
the
Ducks and
stadium.
Miners.
Off we go for the next set of 4.
This looks
Savage
good for
Speeders will hit the
Thunderbolts.
blocks first in lane number
Ooh.
2. Thunderbolts get in front of them, but the Green Ducks put together a fine performance, leaving the Limers in
Where
the
is
dust.
the point
Look
counted?
at this push, how close it is
I would
to
have
the
known this if
record.
I was paying
That's past
attention.
90.
But sometimes they kind of like the
That
start of the
forward
block and the end
momentum
of the block.
going. No strength lost over the course of that
Okay,
push, and it's a
started.
91.55. They do that again, and they've got the lead. Everybody changes around. Now Limers to the top side, Thunderbolts, Speeders, and the Ducks.
So a record here won't immediately guarantee you first.
Thunderbolts.
It will.
Their lead marble quick out of the gate, but a lot of separation between them. That leads to a terrible total.
Separation
Green
usually
Ducks
is
will
good, but they didn't
repeat
hit each
as
other well.
victors among the 4. And this gets them out toward 84
That's definitely
by
not going to
my
count for
eye.
this one. If it does, they're
Unofficial.
in bad position.
Green Ducks got 3rd in the friendly round.
That Green Duck
In
last
2020
push was a big
at
hit.
block pushing.
Yeah, Green Ducks.
175.55. They're getting ever closer.
They're definitely getting
Now they'll be in the
middle
top
here,
lane.
or at least close.
Who can spring a surprise here among the other 3? Does anybody have the strength to do it? Getting this far into the runs. Green Ducks are going
Better,
to
but
inch
still
it
not
forward
great.
past 80. But I don't think
See, the
that's gonna be
Thunderbolts
an
didn't even
improvement.
have anyone on the block at the end of
Savage
it.
Speeders it might be. Down on lane 4. The Thunderbolts and the Limers just struggling to put it together as a team. I think that's more the issue rather
Because
than
in past
strength.
times, sometimes
So
when the lanes were bigger, it gets kind of
with
shimmy
one run to go.
and like curve in, which could give them a
Green
little more
Ducks
momentum, but they
gotta
canceled
put
that
them
out. So
provisionally
instead, they
into
just
the
bumped to
silver.
the sides, which gets rid of their.
What do they have?
momentum.
Last time out.
There we go,
Oh,
Thunderbolts.
and I think they've
That's what we
expended
needed.
it all. The Thunderbolts
wasn't for that,
finally
they
put
would've been
together
screwed.
a wonderful launch past 80 with their 4 team members getting that block. And look at the slow-mo replay here, keeping it fairly centered out, bouncing
Limers
off
and
the
Green
walls
Ducks were
just
very
slightly.
close there.
But that
Oh, that
anchor
last hit
hit
was terrible for
timed
the
to
Limers.
perfection. Gets them past 81. Oh, almost to 82. That puts them
159
at
total. That's above the two other teams. That's decently high.
0.25. That's decent.
5th place. All right.
And in fact, that is good enough for 5th. Green Ducks, second
one
place
more
in front of the Gliding
group.
Glaciers.
Indigo Stars, Rangers,
Final four.
Hazers,
Indigo
and
Stars,
Momo.
Rangers,
These are big
Hazers,
teams here.
And
in
the
this
hot
Momo
team
League.
of late, Team Momo. There's the first push going to shake out, and where else? Momo gets the win among the four. Doesn't mean
I think
much.
Thunderbolts are going
They
to get
set
like
the provisional
7th.
mark at 80.
And Gliding Glaciers, I think, are going to get like 4th, just missing on the podium. Maybe even 5th.
Every one of them having
Yeah, this is going to be a close
separation
battle between
marbles
Momo and
3
Indigo
4.
Stars. It wouldn't surprise me if Hazers pick it up, though, and get a good score.
76, 6-5. At the top, down there to 79. It's a pretty big spread. Bottom lane. Had the lead coming into the push itself.
Momo
then
won it again.
faltered, and Momo goes 2 for 2.
And you can see the Rangers
Shorter
were
on
the
this
furthest
one
back
with
that
the
time,
entire
so it doesn't
field.
matter, who hits the blocks first.
Yeah,
It matters
even those
how
four
you hit it.
anchors are. Just waiting to see what those 3 big brutes in front of them could do. Rangers
Rangers are really close to getting
70.
first there.
should help them a bit.
Hazers not doing too hot in this one.
It's a 152.3. Remember that 159-ish was somewhere in 5th place, if memory serves me
Two
correct.
more runs.
So they have to improve here in their final 2 runs. Hazers decently quick out of the gate. Again, they're going to strike the blocks first and again come up dead last. The O'Rangers put together some wonderful teamwork.
So they were first and they were kind of
That
very close.
Is flirting with
And get them
85 out there.
You can see the Hazers were spinning too much. They were kind of spinning
Just short of that.
sideways.
Yes, 84.40. It moves them up to a
Man, look at the
156.45.
And 6-5. None of these teams are
Anything left?
going past Thunderbolts
Anything
or
that they
Gliding
can
Glaciers.
muster. Any of these 4. They're the final runners of this
Actually, maybe
entire
Thunderbolts.
event. What's it going to be?
Hazers super
Oh, sure.
underperformed here.
70 will lead the 4. It's not going to challenge for a medal.
I don't think any of those runs
will.
counted there, except maybe
That last run being quite indicative of
Hazers.
that. But a wonderful effort to improve when they saw the numbers.
Yeah,
that
only
they had to
Hazers
beat.
improved there.
Look at how close the O'Rangers are going to get.
Still terrible.
156.45. I think you're going to miss out on a top 5 finish. But you know who's not going to miss out? The Raspberry Racers. Top step of the podium, gold medal, and a Marble League record.
So did
That's a
Gliding
pretty good
Glaciers-
sweep
Yes!
coming out of
Another
event number 8.
bronze. It was silver or bronze at the up before. I can't actually remember. I think it was bronze. All right, I didn't
their
think they
first
were going to
gold
be able to
since
hold it, but
2020
that
hurdles,
last
their
group really
first
did not
of the
perform.
season as well. Green Ducks get the silver. Gliding Glaciers get the bronze. That's first silver since 2019.
It's still no medal for
Ducks
Thunderbolts, and they're
back in
still
the
in a fine
elimination
position.
race.
I'm okay with that.
Hazers.
Might go down 1 or 2 points though.
They have placed last in all
5th.
3
Nope, I don't-
editions of block pushing.
They're doing good.
That is where they
Hazers
take
are definitely
that
gonna go
dubious
down.
distinction away from Crazy Cat's Eyes. I'm sure their fans
Purple
are
Rollers
happy
again doing
about that.
like below
Reliably,
average,
they get a point out of it.
or maybe there.
But what does this do to
I
the
should
overall
say.
order? 25 points for the Racers. It's not going to be enough
Thunderbolts
to
at
vault
4th with
Team
0
Momo.
medals. Let that
Everybody
sink in.
stays the
Gliding
same
Glaciers up
in the top
only
3.
1.
Thunderbolts up 2. Rangers
Purple Rollers
up
at least not
2.
last anymore.
Hazers drop 3 though, down into 7th.
Yeah, Minty Maniacs and Thunderbolts, only
Next up,
teams
Triathlon.
with no
Hey,
medals.
before we go, a
One's
shout out to our
bottom, one's
patron Tony.
top.
Happy birthday to Ellen.
Thunderbolts.
Tony says, "Go O'Rangers." Thanks for watching, everybody. See
I mean,
you
think
next
of it.
time.
They get 2 golds. They're easily way at the top. And that'll be it for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed this live. I'll see you guys in the next one.